Hi, I'm Kat from Kerr Design Studio, and I am talking about the essential things to know before hiring a web designer. Now, if you're ready to work with a professional web designer, there are some things that are key to know before you get started to ensure that the process goes smoothly and that you really get an end result that you love and that moves the needle forward for you in your business. So let's dive in. First is it's important to have an established brand before you get started. Branding and web design are two completely different projects, and it's important to have that brand established before diving into the web design. Now, you may have a logo, but it's important to have a full set of brand items that build out the full package. So that includes multiple secondary logos, typography, and a color palette at the bare minimum. Ideally, you'll also have a full brand strategy, which outlines your brand's mission, goals, keywords, who your target audience is, the whole picture of who you are as a business and what you'd like to achieve. Now, if you have a logo but you don't have all of these supporting elements, what I recommend is doing a brand refresh, which takes that primary logo but then builds out the full set of brand package along with it. Many web designers are also brand designers as well, so it's possible to work with a designer from start to finish. This is how I like to work with my clients. I like to take them through the full brand strategy, through the brand design, all the way through implementation of the website. So make sure you find a designer who is able to do this if you don't already have an established brand. Secondly is to know what you need before you get started. Building a website is kind of like building a house. If you were to just ask for a house, there's no context as far as what you need. It's important to really establish the scope of the project. The possibilities are endless, and what I recommend is finding 3 to 5 websites that really speak to your business's needs and kind of meet that functionality, the size, and the look and feel that you're going for. Now, we're not going to copy these websites, but it gives a really good framework to the designer as far as the scope of the project and what you really like and what you need as a business. Some things to think about in terms of functionality is, do you need online ordering, reservations, e-commerce, contact forms, e-newsletter signups? What type of functions will your website hold? And then in terms of design, are you wanting custom graphics, illustrations, motion graphics, photography and video? What type of look and feel will you need in the end? The possibilities are endless with the website, so make sure your designer is capable of bringing to life the vision that you have. Every designer is different and capabilities are different, so if animation is something that's super important to you, make sure you find a web designer who's capable of doing the animation graphics. Establishing the scope of the project at the beginning is so important in achieving your final goal. Also keep in mind, the more customized your website, the more cost will be associated with that. Number 3, and the most important thing to know, is there is so much time required of you as the client. Most clients are blindsided by the fact that there is a lot required of them throughout the entire website design process. You don't just hire a web designer and they create a website for you out of nothing. There are a lot of content pieces that are required of you. Writing your content, collecting photography, review and revisions, website strategy calls. There are so many elements that are needed, and the number one reason why projects are delayed is because the client is delayed in providing the content. As designers, we need all of this content from you as the client because you know your business and we don't. We can't just create something out of nothing. So we need this content from you, or if you prefer to hire a copywriter, we need to talk through who's doing the hiring and is that included in the scope of the project. So before you book your project, make sure you set aside time, that you have time in your calendar to devote to writing your text, collecting photography, all of these things that are essential in creating that end product. Lastly is to have a plan for revisions and upkeep. A website is a living, breathing beast, and it's important to set aside time and have a plan for how will you be keeping this up to date, fresh, and new. Whether it's writing new blog posts, revising copy, updating the specials of the week. All of these things are necessary in keeping the website fresh and new. So talk to your web designer. Will they even be available for revisions after launch? Do you want access to the website in order to make revisions on your own? How often will you be updating the website? What is the extent of the updates that will be needed? For my clients, I offer a library of videos that walk them through how to make changes on their own to their website. Now, these are small changes like content revisions or new photos, but any larger updates like design revisions or layout changes, I offer a day rate or retainer type package that allows me to help them with these changes once the website has launched. So make sure you talk to your designer and have a plan established. So these are the important things to know, and it's just so essential to find a web designer who will work with you to develop a website that really makes an impact on your business for the better. Someone who will walk you through the process from start to finish and really bring your vision to life.